We've been away from Vegas for a little while. The packages have piled up. Can't wait any longer. Time for Mail on the Couch. Look at all this stuff. Let's get right into it. Hi, Andrew from snowy Toronto, Canada. I work at Ubisoft Toronto, hence the card. Love the video blog, seen them all, and look forward to more. Got a question for the blog. As a pro, do you ever play non-poker games like blackjack or craps? Good luck, Jack. These days, no. I don't play too much blackjack or craps or any of the sorts of casino games. I used to dabble in that stuff when I first moved to Las Vegas for the first year or two. Not a good idea. It can be pretty fun once in a while. I mean, if you're out with friends and you're playing low stakes, just playing with those red chips, it can be fun, but not recommended. Dear Andrew, first off, thanks so much for the awesome vlogs. I've watched every one and they are educational, inspiring, and the best on YouTube. Study and remember the variance is what keeps the fish playing. True enough. I'm broke right now because I'm in high school, but I'll give you this $500 fake chip to show that if I had this money to give away to you, that I would. Connor. Thanks for the fake chip, Connor. Dear Andrew, I started watching your blogs a few months ago. I liked your cultural commentary, trips, and general philosophy. I'm setting aside a budget to try out a 1-2 table just for the experience of it. Sincerely, Mark. Looks like you are approaching it correctly. You say just for the experience of it. That's the way to do it. Just get some experience, enjoy yourself. This is a long letter from Braden. Braden, I'm going to read this off the air because it's so long, but Braden has sent me a good luck golden dollar. Thanks, Braden. Definitely gonna read this, like I said, 2-pager here, so thanks, Braden. Appreciate the lucky golden dollar. Hi, Andrew. Wanted to let you know how much I enjoy your vlogs. Here's some drone/beer money to help you along the way. Cheers, Lenny. Lenny? Leonard, that's super kind of you. Lenny sent me a check for $20. Wow, that's awesome. Thanks, Lenny. Some drone/beer money. Can always use both. Them drones don't come cheap, but man, that's awesome. Drone repair / keep up the great vlogs is the memo on the check. Leonard, thanks, man. Andrew, been watching your vid since it was mentioned on Poker Fraud Alert forum. Great work, keep it up. Mumbles badly, apparently, is the signature on here. P.S. Please show postcard to the camera and give a shout out for the recommend to your vlog. The shrink. Also, best of luck at the tables. Cheers, guys, over at the Poker Fraud Alert forum. Dear Andrew, thank you for taking time to make such wonderful vlogs. It was a pleasure watching you not grow as a poker player, but as an individual as well. Here's a little gift to help you get through your late night grind session. Cheers to a successful 2017. And continuing that vlog run good. $15 at Starbucks from Neil. Neil, that's awesome. Need all the help I can get getting through those late night sessions. So cheers, man. 15 bucks, Starbucks. Nice. I think we got a couple things here to add to our little collection. Hola, Andrew, Dan Miles here. While they have no real value to you, I have included a couple chips from my local casinos here in Oklahoma. Your segment that showed that you recorded from the Mandarin Oriental showed me a space that I was naive to and allowed me to show it to my wife, and she is now going to have a gathering there with a group of realtors that will be in town for their convention. Chips from the River Wynn Casino, Shawnee, Fire Lake Grand Poker, and Choctaw Casino in Durant, Oklahoma. Never been to any of these venues. I really want to try and get out to Oklahoma at some point. I've heard good things. So cheers, man. Thanks for the poker chips. They're going in the collection. Appreciate that. And you're welcome, Mandarin Oriental. People booking events at your property. Don't mention it, Mandarin Oriental. Don't even mention it. Hey, Andrew, great job with the blogs. Entertaining, instructional. Your blogs are fun. Questions. In your career, what has been the longest bad run? Days, weeks, months? Probably 3 weeks-ish of just brutal losing session after session. Hello, Andrew. I started watching your blog about 2 months ago. Thanks for sharing your daily grind and life as a poker player. I truly admire what you are doing. Please enjoy this small gift. Your next cup of joe is on me. Not sure if you drink coffee. If not, feel free to share with your fiance or friends. $25 in Starbucks. I gotta get my coffee drink on. I'm not the biggest coffee drinker, but I have been trying it here and there recently because I've just been so busy with all this stuff that I need a little something extra to power me through. So I'm getting into the coffee game a little bit. I've been kind of into the latte game. I feel like that's like the entry-level coffee. Not quite as bitter as some of the other pours, you might say. So, and I know they got some various items on the Starbucks menu, like vanilla, latte, something or other. So I'm gonna get in there and check some of that stuff out. I do have a question for the vlog. Do you ever play games bigger than 510? No, not really. I mean, I play that 5-5-10 PLO game. That's definitely bigger than 510 no limit. And then if there's like a straddle game going on, like a 510 with an automatic 20 that the table agrees to, I'll play that, no problem. But keep up this vlog run good. We'll be hopping in that 10-20 before too long. Thanks, Randy, RJ from the YouTube comments. Hey, do a shout out from the East Coast. Love the vlog. I've really been putting some time and effort into studying poker. Watching vlogs, great help. I put in a little piece of my collection, a little something from the East Coast. Keychain from Foxwoods Resort Casino. Kyle, New Britain, Connecticut. I've been to Foxwoods once before. It was before I even got into poker, so I've never played poker there. Hey Andrew, love the vlog. Thanks for taking the time to record, edit, and provide us with some great content on your poker action. Anyway, I've got some leftover chips that hopefully you can use to get some of that famous pizza they serve at Aria. Thanks again, all the best and good luck. Kirk B. Kirk B. Boom, Kirk B. $3. $3 from Aria. Bam. Bam. Thanks, Kirk. That $5.50 pizza doesn't get much better than that. Wow. I have seen great improvement in my overall live cash game, and I have you to thank for it. Here are a few tokens of my gratitude. 1979 first year minted Susan B. Anthony dollar coin for good luck. A book from one of our recent clients on personal accountability to succeed in everything you do. Homemade fridge magnets from San Diego Poker Rooms and my place of employment. Here's the homemade magnets. We got Barona, we got Ocean's 11, Sikwan. Never been there, not sure how to pronounce that. I think it's called Sikwan. Uber free ride card, $20. Keep up the good work, keep grinding, vlogging, etc. And once again, thanks for everything. Roger, gone above and beyond here, man. Cheers, man, thanks for all this stuff. Can never have enough free rides on Uber, that's for sure. Thanks for all that stuff, Roger. This looks like it's coming at us from Germany. I think these are golf balls. I don't think there's any letter in here that I can see. I don't see a name. All I see is Weiss Sporting Goods in Munich, Germany. So if these are from Weiss themselves, cheers guys, thanks for the golf balls. Oh, I almost missed this. Oh my goodness. Each one of the balls says flop is favorable. That's hilarious. Oh man, I almost completely missed that. Did not even notice that. That's pretty funny stuff right there. I don't know if these are gonna help my golf swing be any more favorable or my golf game in general, but that's pretty sweet. Nice touch, guys, or whoever sent this to me. Embrace your vice. ViceGolf.com, check them out. This is a charger from Anchor, 2nd generation Astro E7. I've been using a portable charger and I feel like it's very likely to be nowhere near as good as this one is. Again, I think somebody sent me a message somewhere in my email. I don't have it in front of me, so I'm not sure who exactly it's from, but cheers for this. This will come in very handy, whether it's at the poker table, most likely at the poker table, or somewhere in the middle of the desert when I'm filming something or what have you. That's gonna come in very handy. So cheers for that one. Appreciate that, man. You guys are going nuts with these shipments. This looks like it could make a mess. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That makes a mess. That definitely makes a mess. All right, I opened it over there because, yeah, that packaging. Look what we got here. An Australian wildlife calendar. Hi Andrew, thanks so much for your awesome poker vlog. Why not come down to Australia in January one year for the Aussie Millions? That is not a bad idea. Sun, beaches, Australian Open tennis, sightseeing, and poker, says Dale in Australia. Dale's making a lot of sense here. P.S. This is an Aboriginal native Australian piece of art. Just a little storage box. Regards, Dale. Maybe I can put all my poker chips from Mail on the Couch in here. I've never made it to Australia yet, but it is very high on the list of places to go. Thanks, Dale. Poker weights, unique designs to protect your poker hand. Keep playing your game, enjoy the gift. Pastor DJ in Fresno. All right, got myself a card protector. What else do I need? I mean, you guys are going way above and beyond the Call of Duty here, so can't say enough. Cheers for all the correspondence, all these letters that you guys took time to write and send all this stuff. Man, it's always good to connect with you guys, and that's kind of like the ongoing goal of mine, is to get over the barrier of this camera and the computer that you're looking at, camera that I'm looking at, and various ways of doing that, reaching out, you guys sending things and they show up on the vlog. It's magic. So cheers so much for that. Thanks guys. Does anyone else's Bravo Poker Live do this? Just go to load it and it brings up a black screen. How are we supposed to see what games are running around town? Just brings up a black screen. Come on, Bravo? Back in Vegas, back at the Wynn. Since I can't see what games are running, I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna play, but it's probably gonna be 2-5. Usual drill though, we'll be keeping an eye on the 5-10 game, keeping my eyes peeled, see how the other games look, etc. Alright, so sat in the 2-5 game here at the Wynn, in for 1500. Just taking a break real quick, but there's already a couple hands of note that we can take a look at and go over real quickly. First interesting hand was, there was a limper and we looked down at Jack 10 of clubs. I raised it up to 25 and folds to the small blind, who puts in a 3-bet to $80, folds back to me. We're about 1500 effective, so happy to make the call here and see a flop. So we go heads up. Flop is Jack 7-3 with 2 diamonds. He puts out a C-bet, he bets 105. With top pair, just can't go anywhere at this point, obviously, and not looking to raise. So only one real option here, and I call. Turn is an offsuit king, and he checks to us. pretty middle of our range here, I would think. Not looking to turn it into a bluff at this point, so I just decided to check back. River's a 10 of diamonds, and he checks again to us. I think it's fairly often that we'll have the best hand here, but with so many better possible holdings out there, two pair, middling two pair on this board. Again, it's somewhat towards the middle of our range here. Could easily have flushes. I guess it's middle towards middle top-ish, but so I don't know. I think I've been betting pretty thin in these spots lately, and perhaps a little bit too thin. So I just decided to check it back this time, thinking I don't know how much value I can really get. My opponent shows pocket queens, so we take down this hand with the river two pair, and it's one of those hands where I'm not sure if I can get much value from. If you happen to have aces or ace king, I would feel a little worse about checking, but considering he had pocket queens, I feel okay with my check. That's pretty results oriented, and I don't know, it's definitely worth exploring a small bet on that river. In this next hand, there's two limps. The small blind completes. We look down at 6 deuce offsuit in the big blind and check it. Not looking to put in too much more money until the flop comes down 6-6 deuce. If I had to describe that flop, I guess I would say it's rather favorable. Flop the nuts. Small blind checks, and normally I would check here. 6-6 deuce with 2 hearts. There is a flush draw possibility and some gut shot straight draws. When the small blind checked, it looked like he hesitated a little bit, like he was thinking about betting, but then decided to check. So normally I would check here, but with that little possible inkling of a tell, I decided to bet. I bet $10. The 2 limpers fold in the small blind. He makes the call. So heads up to a turn. Turn is an offsuit 8. He checks again, and I bet $20 this time. He makes the call, so things are looking good. River's an offsuit 10. He checks again. This time I bet $60, and he calls pretty quickly. So obviously we are winning this hand, and after he mucks, he claims he had an 8. He said the 8 was a bad turn card for him, so he likely had a flush draw and made a pair. So yeah, unconventional lead on the big blind worked out. So running pretty good so far, making some hands. Hands are holding up. Already up like, I don't know, $400 or $500 or so. Only been playing for a few hours, so far so good. Gonna get back to it. Game is pretty decent. Gonna get back after it. Wrapping up the session. What do you guys think about that clock, by the way? I think it's pretty cool. It doesn't make for very quick and easy time reading, I don't think, but I still think it's kind of cool. I like the design of it. I don't know. What do you think? You tell me. Let me know what you think of that clock. All right, so like I said, a couple interesting hands to wrap up the session. First one came with a button straddle on, and we looked down at pocket jacks from under the gun. So I raised to 30. We get 5 calls. So we go to a 6-way flop of 9-3 deuce rainbow. Pretty dry, pretty safe. The big blind leads out for $50. Definitely merit for just flat calling, and I think there's merit to raising. So depending on who it is in the big blind, I think has some effect on what I decide to do. If I think I can get all 3 streets, including a raise on the flop, I'm a little bit more likely to raise. I think it could be perceived as to me having an ace-king type hand here, so I think there's value in raising and betting all 3 and not worrying too much about value toning myself or what have you. So anyway, I don't know, I decided to raise. I put in a raise to $130. It folds all the way back to the big blind who makes the call. So we are heads up now, and the turn is a 7 of diamonds, which brings a backdoor flush draw. So he checks to me, and I put out a bet of $240. He thinks for a little bit and he calls. River's an offsuit 5, and he thinks for a little bit, then he checks it again. And I think it's a pretty safe run out for pocket jacks. I think that there is plenty of value here to be had still. But I don't want to bet too big. I feel like he's most likely holding is a 9 that is kind of probing to see where he's at. Or even worse, potentially. You could have a middling pair, small pair, could just be putting us on the stone cold bluff. So I'm gonna target the 1 pair holding range, the 1 pair type hands, and make a pretty small bet. I decide to bet $350. He goes into the tank, starts staring me down. We'd been chatting a little bit, and I'm not giving him too much in this spot. I look down at my cards again, as if trying to sell something, I don't really know what. Just hoping that he calls, and eventually he does. He makes the call, turn it over, and it's good. So, scoop a pretty decent sized spot with 1 pair. For the most part, pretty smooth sailing session here. No going in the tank, no thinking too hard for the most part, and hands held up, made a pretty decent number of hands, and end up winning $1,581. Still on the uptick, and no complaints in that regard. So $1,500 win in a 2-5 game. If only poker was always this easy, you know?